Amanda Kay Victoria Anisimova, born August 31st, 2001, is an American professional tennis player. She has a career-high singles ranking of world number 3, achieved in January 2026. Anisimova is a two-time major finalist at the 2025 Wimbledon Championships and at the 2025 U.S. Open. She has won 4 WTA Tour titles, including 2 WTA 1000 events. As a junior, Anisimova was ranked as high as number 2 in the world and won the 2017 U.S. Open girls singles title. Her breakthrough came as a 17-year-old in 2019 when she reached the 4th round of the Australian Open and the semi-finals of the French Open, at the latter defeating defending champion and world number 3 Simona Halep. In 2022, Anisimova reached the 4th round of the Australian Open, defeating defending champion Naomi Osaka en route, and the quarterfinals of the Wimbledon Championships. Anisimova reached her career best ranking to date in 2022, before temporarily stepping away from the sport for mental health reasons. Following her return, Anisimova posted her career best results in 2025, including the Wimbledon and U.S. Open finals, 2 WTA 1000 titles, and a top 5 ranking. In 2026, she reached the world number 3 ranking. Early life and background: Amanda Anisimova was born in Freehold Township, New Jersey, to Olga and Konstantin Anisimov. She has an older sister, Maria, who played college tennis for the University of Pennsylvania while attending Wharton's undergraduate business school. Her parents emigrated from Russia to the United States. They worked in the finance and banking industries, and neither played competitive tennis while growing up. Anisimova started playing tennis at age 5. She credits her sister as her inspiration for taking up the sport, saying, "When I was little, she was playing tennis. I always saw her playing, and I wanted to do it too. That's how I got into it, and my parents got into it too." Her family moved to Florida in 2004 when Amanda was very young, so she and her sister would have more opportunities to train and find coaches. Her father long acted as her primary coach while she was a junior, and her mother has also helped coach her. She worked with Nick Saviano starting at age 11. Max Fomine, who has also been an assistant coach for the Bryan brothers, has served as her traveling coach. Juniors. Anisimova achieved a career-high ITF junior ranking of number 2 in the world in 2016. Early in her junior career, she entered the 2015 Abierto Juvenil Mexicano, ranked outside the top 300, but unexpectedly won the high-level Grade A tournament at age 14. She continued to excel in 2016, winning the Grade 1 Copa del Café and reaching the final at the Grade A Copa Gerdau. On the strength of these results, Anisimova was the number 2 seed at the French Open. In her second Grand Slam tournament, she became the first American finalist at the girls' event since Ashley Harklerode in 2002. However, she lost the final to Rebecca Masarova. During the summer, she competed in the USTA Girls 18s National Championship as the number 5 seed and finished in 4th place. As a 15-year-old, Anisimova won 2 more big titles, the first at the Grade 1 Yucatan Cup in late 2016, and the second at the Grade A Copa Gerdau in early 2017, where she had been a finalist a year earlier. Following these titles, she played in only 2 more ITF junior tournaments that year, both of which were major events. She capped off her junior career by winning her first major title at the U.S. Open, where she defeated fellow American Coco Gauff in the final and did not drop a set during the tournament. Anisimova was also a member of the United States team that won the 2017 Junior Fed Cup, but did not play in the final tie due to illness. Professional 2016-17, French Open debut, ITF circuit title, Anisimova, at the 2017 French Open. In the middle of 2016, Anisimova received a wild card into U.S. Open qualifying, her first professional tournament. She won her debut match against world number 124, Veronica Tepede-Roig, at the age of 14, then lost in the following round. Following her junior title at the 2017 Copa Gerdau in February, Anisimova stayed in Brazil and played in a 25K event in Curitiba. She reached her first final on the Pro Tour in her first professional main draw. A few weeks later, Anisimova was awarded a wild card into the Miami Open, where she lost to Taylor Townsend in 3 sets in her WTA Tour main draw debut. During the clay court season, Anisimova won the USTA French Open Wildcard Challenge by reaching back-to-back finals at the 80K event in Indian Harbor Beach, and the 60K event in Dothan, Alabama the following week. These results also helped her crack the top 300 of the WTA rankings. In her major debut, she lost her first-round match at the French Open to Kurumi Nara. Nonetheless, she became the youngest player to participate in the main draw since Alizé Cornet in 2005. After forgoing the grass court season, Anisimova continued to play on the ITF Pro Circuit. She broke into the top 200 by capturing her first professional title at the 60K event in Sacramento, California, towards the end of July while she was still 15 years old. 2018 Top 100 WTA Tour Final. Top 10 win Anisimova at the 2018 U.S. Open. Anisimova's first two tournaments of the year were the inaugural Challenger Series events at Newport Beach and Indian Wells. She qualified for both main draws, and her semifinal at Indian Wells helped her earn a main draw wildcard into the WTA Tour event there the following week. At the Indian Wells Open, Anisimova became the youngest player to reach the fourth round since Nicole Vaidisheva in 2005. She defeated Pauline Parmentier for her first WTA Tour match win, number 23 Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, and then number 9 Petra Kvitova. Her run ended against number 5 Karolina Pliskova. Anisimova was also awarded a wild card into the Miami Open. She won her opening match against Wang Qiang despite injuring her right foot in the third set. This injury forced her to withdraw from the tournament and kept her out for 4 months. At the time, she had risen to a career-high ranking of number 128 in the world. Anisimova returned to tennis in July at the Silicon Valley Classic. She qualified for the main draw and won her first match back, which was also against Wang Qiang. She then reached the third round of the Cincinnati Open to return to the top 150. After losing her opening match as a wildcard at the U.S. Open, Anisimova next entered the Japan Women's Open. In her first tournament as a 17-year-old, she qualified for the main draw and made it to her first career WTA final, dropping just 1 set overall and none in the main draw before the final. She defeated top seed and world number 41, Zhang Shuai, in the semifinals but lost the final to Xie Suwei. With this performance, she cracked the top 100 for the first time. 2019 First WTA Tour title, French Open semifinals, Anisimova, at the 2019 French Open. Anisimova played one tune-up event before the Australian Open, reaching the quarterfinals at the Auckland Open. Having never won a singles match at a major, Anisimova made it to the fourth round of the Australian Open. She won her first 3 matches in straight sets, including a victory over one of the favorites for the title in world number 11, Aryna Sabalenka, losing to eventual finalist Petra Kvitova. The following 2 months, she did not record more than a single match win at any of her next 4 tournaments. Having skipped the clay court season the previous year due to injury, Anisimova entered the Copa Colsanitas in Colombia without any match wins on clay at the WTA Tour level. Nonetheless, she won the tournament for her first career title. As the 6th seed, she won 4 of her 5 matches in 3 sets, including the final against Astra Sharma. Anisimova closed out the clay court season by becoming the youngest semifinalist at the French Open since Vaidisheva in 2006. During the tournament, she defeated 11th seed Sabalenka again in the second round, and then upset the defending champion and world number 3, Simona Halep, in the quarterfinals. She did not lose a set until the semifinals when she was defeated by the eventual champion and world number 8 Ashley Barty, despite coming from behind to win the first set after losing the first 5 games and needing to save 2 set points in the 6th game. With this result, she rose to number 26 in the world. Anisimova had less success in the second half of the season. Her best result was reaching the quarterfinals at the Silicon Valley Classic, where she lost to the eventual champion, Zheng Saisai. She dealt with a back injury during the event, which led her to withdraw from both Premier 5 events within the next month. Late in August, she withdrew from the U.S. Open following the death of her father. She entered 2 more tournaments afterward, winning 1 match in total, and then she ended her year early. Nonetheless, she reached as high as number 21 in the world near the end of the season. She qualified for the WTA Elite Trophy, the second-tier year-end championships, but did not accept the invitation. 2020-21, 2 major third rounds. Anisimova at the 2020 Australian Open. Anisimova began the year at the Auckland Open, where, after defeating Katerina Kozlova, Daria Kasatkina, And Eugenie Bouchard, she fell to Serena Williams in the semifinals. 2022, Melbourne title, top 25. Anisimova started the season at the Melbourne Somerset 2. She made it to the final, her first final appearance since 2019. She won her second career singles title by defeating qualifier Alexandra Sasnovich in the final. At the Australian Open, she stunned 22nd seed Belinda Bencic in the second round. In the third round, she came from a set down and saved 2 match points in the final set to upset 2019 and 2021 champion Naomi Osaka. This marked the second time she has beaten a defending champion at a major, having beaten Simona Halep at the 2019 French Open. She subsequently lost in the fourth round to world number 1 and eventual champion Ashley Barty. As a result, she moved 19 positions up in the rankings to number 4 on 31 January 2022. In February, Anisimova played at the Dubai Championships, but fell in the first round of qualifying to Madison Brengel. In Doha, she lost in the second round to Jelena Ostapenko. In March, she competed at Indian Wells, where she beat compatriot Emma Navarro. In the second round, she faced Leylah Fernandez. Anisimova won the first set 6-2, and in the second, she had a 5-4 lead and had match points. But Fernandez saved all 4 match points and took the second set to a tiebreaker. Fernandez won the tiebreaker 7-0. After the second set ended, Anisimova, visibly emotional, approached the chair umpire to say that she was ill and retiring from the match. At the Miami Open, she was beaten in the first round by Shelby Rogers. Anisimova started her clay court season at the Charleston Open. Seeded 15th, she stunned top seed Aryna Sabalenka in the third round. She reached the semifinals where she lost to Ons Jabeur. In Madrid, she upset Aryna Sabalenka in the first round for her 5th career top 10 victory. In the third round, she beat Victoria Azarenka for the 10th top 20 win of her career. She lost in the quarterfinals to qualifier Ekaterina Alexandrova. At the Italian Open, she beat Belinda Bencic in the second round. She then upset Danielle Collins in the third round. In the quarterfinals, she lost to Aryna Sabalenka, her first loss to Sabalenka having led their head-to-head 4-0. Seeded 27th at the French Open, she defeated 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka in the first round. She reached the fourth round where she lost to Leylah Fernandez. Anisimova started her grass court season at the Bad Homburg Open. Seeded 6th, she reached the quarterfinals where she lost to Simona Halep. Seeded 20th at Wimbledon, she came from a set down to defeat Coco Gauff in the third round. She defeated Harmony Tan in the fourth round to reach the quarterfinals at this major for the first time in her career, but lost her match against Simona Halep. In August, Anisimova began on the U.S. Open Series by competing at the Silicon Valley Classic in San Jose, where she beat Karolina Pliskova in the second round. She lost in the quarterfinals to eventual finalist Shelby Rogers. At the Canadian Open in Toronto, she was defeated in the second round by 14th seed and last year finalist Karolina Pliskova. At the Cincinnati Open, she ousted Daria Kasatkina in the first round. 2023. Break from tennis, Anisimova started her season in Adelaide. At the first tournament, she lost in the first round to Veronika Kudermetova. At the second Adelaide event, she fell in the final round of qualifying to Jill Teichmann. However, due to Jessica Pegula withdrawing from the tournament due to change of schedule, she entered the main draw as a lucky loser. She beat Lyudmila Samsonova in the first round and was defeated in the second by Beatriz Haddad Maia. Seeded 28th at the Australian Open, she lost in round 1 to Marta Kostyuk in straight sets. In February, Anisimova competed at Dubai, defeating wildcard and 2-time major finalist Vera Zvonareva in the first round. She was beaten in her second round match by Victoria Azarenka, despite having a 5-3 lead in the third set. In March, she played at the Indian Wells Open. Seeded 31st, she lost in the second round to Linda Noskova. In Miami, she retired during her first-round match against Madison Brengel. At the Madrid Open, Anisimova lost in the first round to qualifier Arantxa Rus. On May 5th, she announced on her Instagram account that she would be taking an indefinite break from tennis, citing burnout and concerns for her mental health. 2024. First WTA 1000 final, top 50. Anisimova serving at the 2024 Washington Open. Anisimova beat Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in her return to tennis at the Auckland Open. She returned to the Grand Slam tournaments at the Australian Open with wins over 13th seed Lyudmila Samsonova, Nadia Podoroska, and Paula Badosa to reach the fourth round at this major. In the beginning of her clay court season, she entered the Charleston Open using her protected ranking and defeated Alizé Cornet. At the beginning of the American Summer hardcourt swing at the Washington Open, she qualified for the main draw and reached her first quarterfinal in 2 years with wins over Sloane Stephens and 7th seed Pavlyuchenkova. Using protected ranking again, she made her first career WTA 1000 final at the Canadian Open in Toronto, defeating Caroline Dolehide and upsetting 2 Russian seeds, 5th seed Daria Kasatkina and 10th seed Anna Kalinskaya by retirement, and finally 2nd seed Aryna Sabalenka and 8th seed Emma Navarro. She was the lowest-ranked women's singles finalist at the tournament in 40 years, since Alicia Moulton in 1984. Anisimova lost the final in 3 sets to Jessica Pegula but returned to the top 50, moving more than 80 positions up from number 132 on 12 August 2024. She secured a main draw wildcard for the U.S. Open by winning the U.S. Open Wildcard Challenge. At the newly upgraded WTA 500 Korea Open, Anisimova upset 6th seed Yulia Putintseva in straight sets. She retired while trailing in her second-round match against Victoria Tomova. Having received a bye in the first round at the WTA 1000 China Open, Anisimova defeated Camila Osorio and 9th seed Daria Kasatkina to make it through to the fourth round, where she lost to 5th seed Zheng Qinwen in 3 sets. 2025 Wimbledon and U.S. Open finalist, world number 4. Seeded third, Anisimova defeated wildcard entrant Daria Saville and Anna Bondar to reach her first quarterfinal of the season at the Hobart International, but withdrew from the tournament due to illness prior to the start of her last 8 match against 6th seed Alina Avanesian. Anisimova won her first WTA 1000 title at the Qatar Ladies Open by defeating Jelena Ostapenko in the final, in straight sets. As a result, she reached the top 20 in the singles rankings at world number 18 on 17 February 2025. At the Charleston Open, she advanced to the quarterfinals, defeating 10th seed Yulia Putintseva. Next, she upset 4th-seeded Emma Navarro, before she had to retire in her semifinal match against Sofia Kenin. Following the French Open, where she reached round 4 for the third time, defeating 22nd seed Clara Tauson, Anisimova made her top 15 debut on 9th June 2025. At the newly upgraded WTA 500 Queen's Club Championships, Anisimova reached her first grass court semifinal, defeating 3rd seed Emma Navarro. She reached her first final on grass courts, defeating top seed Zheng Qinwen. As a result, her ranking rose to number 12. Seeded 13th at Wimbledon, Anisimova double-bageled Yulia Putintseva in the first round. She defeated Renata Zarazua and Dalma Galfi to reach the fourth round, where she recovered from a setback in the final set to defeat 30th seed Linda Noskova to advance to the quarterfinals for the second time. Facing Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, Anisimova recovered from being down in the second set tiebreak after holding 2 match points, saving 5 set points in the tiebreak to reach her first major semifinal in 6 years and ensuring a top 10 ranking. She then upset world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, in 3 sets to advance to her first major final, where she lost to Iga Świątek by a double bagel in what The Guardian called the most one-sided final in 114 years. Nonetheless, Anisimova made her top 10 debut following the tournament, as her ranking climbed to world number 7 on 14 July 2025. In September, she beat Iga Świątek in the quarterfinals in a rematch of the Wimbledon final, and then Naomi Osaka in the semifinals to reach the U.S. Open final. Anisimova lost in straight sets to Aryna Sabalenka, with the second set reaching a tiebreak. However, she recorded a new career-high ranking of world number 4 on 8 September 2025. Following her win against Jasmine Paolini in the quarterfinals of the China Open, Anisimova qualified for the WTA finals for the first time. She advanced to the semifinals with wins over Świątek and Madison Keys, but lost to Sabalenka in the semifinal match in 3 sets. 2026. World number 3 playing style. Anisimova is an aggressive baseliner, with powerful ground strokes from both wings. Her two-handed backhand is her most potent weapon, and is hit consistently with depth, speed, and power. She produces many winners with her backhand down the line. Her forehand is also strong, and is hit flat with a condensed swing, allowing her to generate sharp angles with this stroke. She can hit her forehand effectively at any ball height, rendering her forehand deadly on any surface. She is fast around the court, and her footwork is quick and intricate, allowing her to extend rallies until she can create an opportunity to hit a winner. Personal life, Anisimova took a break from professional tennis in May 2023, citing mental health concerns and burnout, and returned to the sport in January 2024. Endorsements. Anisimova is sponsored by Nike for clothing and shoes, and by Wilson for rackets. She is also sponsored by Gatorade and Therabody.